Hi all, I'm sat in my back garden about a week after my first chemotherapy, catching a little bit of vitamin D before the sun gets too hot and I have to go back inside. I wanted to take the opportunity to give you a bit of an update as to how my first week has been immediately after chemotherapy and what happened during and after. So I will be honest, the chemotherapy itself was tough. I had to have it over 2 days because they were immunotherapy drugs as well as chemotherapy drugs, all administered via a cannula in the back of my hand, which was uncomfortable, difficult to get to, and my veins are not great anyway. I'll cover in another video how I got around that challenge, but I am going to be honest, the chemotherapy drug did burn as it went into my system, and I could feel it in my hand literally burning. That wore off after a little while, but it was a little bit disconcerting, and that I did shed a few tears when that did happen. Other than that, the things I did during the chemotherapy to help me were I did suck on ice and ate frozen grapes, a little new pleasure that I've discovered. Those things also help with stopping ulcers from forming, which can be a side effect of the treatment, keeping the mouth cold. So sucking on ice and the frozen grapes actually helped to break things up. They had therapy ladies that go around, and I had Reiki sessions during the actual chemotherapy that helped so much with anxiety levels and stress as I was going through it. So I would highly recommend. So in the days following, I did have a few other side effects. I had chronic diarrhea, probably the worst diarrhea I've ever had in my life, and that'll be my body trying to flush out all of those toxins. I eat generally a very natural diet, so it's a natural thing that my body's going to try and get rid of everything. I just drank loads of water and tried to stay hydrated. The biggest side effect that I had, I think, was my hypersensitivity. My tongue, my scalp, my skin, everything was just like it was fire and ice at the same time. If you can imagine eating the hottest curry you've ever eaten and sticking your tongue against an ice block at the same time, that's what my tongue felt like. So trying to eat and drink during that was not easy. It did wear off after a few days, but it was a bit disconcerting. I also came out in a big rash. Now you can't really see how bad it was, but it was literally the whole of my face and my chest in these big welts. You can see a little bit on my forehead now. I'll see if I can input a picture or something so you can get a picture of how bad it was. I think it was an allergic reaction to one of the drugs, and that was a real challenge because every one of those welts was so hypersensitive and so. But as you go, this is going to be part of the journey. Major fatigue, I'd say. I have been really tired and slept, taken naps where I could. I've been working through this, so I have still been seeing people, seeing clients, still doing things, but resting when I need to. And I think having that balance of keeping life as normal as possible, plus resting and being kind to yourself, is making a difference. I'd say the emotional toll was probably the hardest bit. You spend all your time waiting for the first bit of cycle to go through. You're full of apprehension. What's it going to be like? What's going to happen when those drugs hit your body? You know you're changed for good. So I'd say day 6 was when I had a real challenge emotionally about all the things that happened, the past grief, things I was working through, plus what was going on now. So just being a little bit kind to myself, aware of what was going on, and making sure I tapped into the people and resources around me for support. Something that's really helped me this week is a message that I give to my clients in my workshops when I'm going through personal resilience, is remembering those things that make you feel good when things are challenging, and do them. So I know Epsom salt baths, having a nice candle, spending time with friends, spending time alone a little bit as well, to be honest, and just remembering those things that make you feel a little bit better when there's challenging times is going to be key for me in remembering that. So I wanted to give a little bit of update after week 1, and there'll be more to follow after week 2 ahead of my second chemotherapy session. Speak soon.